I would say that this day today is probably one of the most important days in the history of Pompano Beach, because truly we've worked so long and hard for this project, beginning with a library and then bringing a cultural arts component to it is outstanding. And as part of our connectivity plan, it's part of the vision that Pompano Beach has. And to bring it to fruition is just really a fantastic day in Pompano Beach.
They said, you know what, let's make it a cultural center. Let's make it a place where you can have meetings. Let's have it a place where you can have entertainment and festivals. And let's tie the three corners of the county's transit center, what that represents and what we're trying to do on MLK, to what we're trying to do with the downtown Old Pompano area, and to this, and really create this amazing synergy. And the coolest thing is it's all happening.
I'm Sandra King, the city's public communications director, and I've been given the honor to introduce tonight's distinguished guest speakers, who will be cutting the ceremonial ribbon, giving you the opportunity to be the very first guests into this amazing cultural arts center. Inside, you'll be treated to live singers, painters, dancers, tasty treats and beverages, and a sneak peek of the world premiere of the Cuban art exhibit, Shipwreck of Reason, in the gallery. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce the Honorable Mayor of Pompano Beach, Mayor Lamar Fisher.
Thank you. I think it's good afternoon / evening. I don't know what, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening.
Good evening.
As I always say, welcome to the greatest city in America. And obviously welcome to the brand new Pompano Beach Cultural Arts and Broward County Library. Library. Ladies and gentlemen, cultural arts here in Pompano Beach is a big deal in a big way here today. And today's celebration will be like no other, as you'll be able to see as Sandra talked about. It's my privilege to introduce the special guests we have today. I'm going to begin with my colleagues I will observe every day. Where's our Vice Mayor, Shauna Burris, right here? And beginning with District 1, we have Commissioner Mike Sobel. District 3, we have Commissioner Rex Harden. In District 4, we have Commissioner Beverly Perkins. And we are really glad to see this gentleman because he's been out for a few weeks, and that's District 5 Commissioner Barry Moss. And along with that, of course, you'll hear momentarily from these incredible folks here that helped make this a reality too. We have our Broward County Commissioner Chip Lamarca today. And then former Broward County Commissioner and currently State Representative Kristen Jacobs. There's our City Manager Greg Harrison. Where are you? You're right back here. Thank you so much. We have our CRA co-directors. We have Kim Reesmeister and Chris Brown are here with us from our CRA. We'll see them there. This next person, I haven't seen her yet, so hopefully she can come forward so we can all really recognize this individual. This person gave her blood, sweat, and tears from the very beginning when we broke ground to what you see today. Probably was here this afternoon making sure every piece of sod was laid. And that is our city project manager, Tammy Good. Where are you, Tammy? Thank you. She's wearing the back. Tammy, we actually love you. You are awesome. Our architect, who's been with us from the very beginning, Silver Architects, is also here, I hope, and also the folks that built this project, OHL Builders. Thank you so much for being here today. Also, there are some very special individuals who must be recognized, who have been an integral part of what you see here this afternoon, and that's our former elected officials, whom Vice Mayor Burry, Commissioner Harden, and myself are fortunate to serve with and help this dream really become a reality. And that is our former Vice Mayor, George Brummer. Commissioner Woodrow Portier, thank you. And Commissioner Barry Doxwell. And last but not least, Commissioner Ed Phillips. Let me provide you with just a brief timeline so you'll understand the incredible journey that brought us where we're here today. It began with State Representative Kristen Jacobs. I tell you, when she was on the county commissioner, it began with her securing $7 million to build a Broward County Library. It did, she did. Now you have to understand that every year that she served, Broward County wanted to take that money away from us. And she fought, and she made sure that that $7 million stood right there, so when the time came to build this, she was there. State Representative, you are awesome. Thank you so much for that. And that's how we began. And then the vision in approximately 2002 with Vice Mayor at that time and Cultural Arts Champion Herb Skolnick began to envision cultural arts. And then the City Commissioners continued the path was George Brummer's love for the arts. And then we began to acquire land, which you sit on today. And that was somewhat difficult as we assembled the land to make sure that we built the right process in the right time. And studies were performed. We wanted to make sure that we got the right venue so we could be full all the time. Had a little bit of a hiccup. Had a little Brownsfield were declared, environmental issues, and Assistant City Attorney Fawn Powers. I don't know if Fawn, are you here or not? Yep. But your expertise in brownfields were able to secure us with over $600,000 for cleanup. Amazing. And she also ultimately obtained our no further action letter from Broward County. Thank you so much, Fawn, for all your hard work. So you have our city, you have Broward County, and you have the Northwest CRA working together, along with the state of Florida, as we secured over $1.5 million in state grants. So if you kind of bring this all together, this journey brings it together right now to where we are today, it brings us with an $18 million state-of-the-art, high-tech facility, and ladies and gentlemen, it is debt-free. So we say, as the Commission says, this is a game changer for our community. It's providing the niche that no one else ever has to offer at this time. Providing educational opportunities with our digital media center and library. Providing the platform, very important, providing the platform for our local artists to be recognized. And ladies and gentlemen, I know and believe in my heart, I know this Commission does, that we believe that stars will be born right here. So we'll provide professional talent of all types of performance, art gallery shows, and providing events and opportunities for our own residents and guests to enjoy, and it goes on and on and on. As I conclude my remarks, there's this one important statement. I really want to make this most important statement of the night. It is that this incredible facility is yours.
Thank you, Mayor Fisher. I'd now like to introduce Broward County Commissioner Chip Lamarca. Come on up.
Thank you, Mayor Fisher, and thank you for saying those two words that are so important to me, debt-free. I want to recognize a couple of folks that I see from Broward County. One person is going to be taking over, as part of the team, is going to be taking over the library portion of this at some point in November. Laura Connors is here from our library. And I also saw a former, but now current Pompano Beach team member, Joe Lashinsky, who was with our cultural division for many years. I'm sure at some point you're going to mention him because he had something to do with the building of this. But there is a Noel over there, Wayne Messam, mayor of Miramar, who had something to do with the building here, but I just wanted to say hello. So I want to identify a few things that, first of all, as the mayor said, look at this building. I grew up just down the road and technically in the city of Fort Lauderdale, but just in the city of Fort Lauderdale. My wife was born and raised in Pompano Beach, so I have a very strong connection to this great city. And I remember when the property, what this was before, and it was nothing like this. You know, when they build a Guggenheim or they build a significant building in a place, and you look at it, that's what you're seeing today. You're seeing something that is very unique to Pompano Beach. You can see it as it was going up, as the concrete forms are coming off, and the shape of the building and all that. And it's going to be a place where the community can change. So I want to highlight a few of the things from the new library. The library portion of the Public Library and Cultural Center will occupy almost 26,000 square feet of space. The building will be the building is, as the mayor said, almost 48,000 square foot, two-story facility. Now this is an increase from the 12,000 square foot facility we have just down the road in Pompano on Atlantic Boulevard. And as the mayor said, my dear friend who I served for 4 years? Served for 4 years together, Krista Jacobs, protected this money. Well, let me tell you, when you have two people representing a city who care about the city, even though I have 7 other that I represent, and she had multiple that she represented, you have to go back and you have to fight, because you live with and you live with the folks that are here in the community at the city level. And Representative, I know that you're doing your best to explain that to the folks in Tallahassee. We all have to come home somewhere. But what I wanted to say is the library over on the beach, if not for the CRA, if not for Commissioner Doxwell and the community, that was scheduled to go away as well. So with this being built, I'm sure the idea was we're just going to have this library and that's good enough. But I represent the beach area as well, so it wasn't good enough. So we have to keep representing our great city of Pompano Beach. Here in the planned space, we're going to have an 84 people capacity multi-purpose room, 3 tutoring rooms, group study room, conference room with 20 seats, and public use computers with 50 workstations, including 6 exclusively for children and 11 for teens. There'll be a digital media lab with 20 stations in a separate area for undisturbed instruction. That's a new piece. the Teen Tech Lab with 7 stations, game carts, LCD projectors, green screen, art rail, project tables, powered lounge seating as well. That's new. It'll be a wireless hotspot, and they'll have storytelling and program rooms. New will also be a teen activity room. New, and this is really exciting if you've been around kids that can do more with technology than you can, and there are about 2 or 3, is the creation station space. Also, Friends of the Library space, which is very important because they're the ones that fight to help keep the libraries managed and have the right resources. Having said that, I just wanted to give one more shout out. I did this at the commission meeting this past Tuesday, 2 days ago, but I want to congratulate Pompano. Pompano Beach has been designated a Preserve America community, and this is the first community in Broward County to have this designation. So something to be very proud of. You should be very proud of the people who are leading Pompano. And very proud that as much as those of us who lived here for many, many years saw things going maybe a little slow, well, all that momentum's built up and it's all happening now. So Mayor and Commissioners, thank you for your support and help. And to my 3 or 4 friends here in the front 2 rows, thanks for your service on the commission prior.
We're very honored and fortunate tonight to have with us Florida House Representative Kristen Jacobs.
I can't believe this is happening. Mayor, I am so thrilled to see this place, this space, all of these faces, a dream come true. So, for those of you that may or may not know me, in 1998 I was the president of my homeowners association, and I was campaigning to be on the Broward County Commission, and somewhere along the line somebody slapped a sticker on me that said, "We can't wait, libraries now." And in 1998, there was a bond referendum out asking the entire county, what do you think? Do we need more libraries in Broward County? And the answer back from the voters was an overwhelming yes. And according to the bonds and the way that that item was set on the ballot, it had very specific places where the dollars were going to be spent. And as the newly elected representative on the county commission for the city of Pompano Beach, I was quite dismayed to see that the only thing that Pompano Beach was going to get out of this bond referendum was about $500,000 to replace the restrooms and the roof of the facility that's just down the street here on Atlantic. And I thought to myself, well, that's almost like throwing money away in the street. That's not what this city needs. It's certainly not what this community needs. And a city that's on the rise needs a regional library. Well, the director of parks told me that we weren't quite big enough for a regional, but a community library might work, except that the bond dollars were already set aside and there was no new money for this library. So it was a great idea, Kristen, but let us know how that works out for you. So it took me a while, about 1.5 years, to start to figure out the budget process, and in talking with our staff, realized that if I could just be patient, we could put away about $1 million a year for the next 5 years, and we might be able to have a library at the end of it. So that's what we did. And the deal at that time was Broward County would build the library, but the cities had to buy the land. So the city stepped up. They had a big contest. They had people come, probably most of you, come and talk to the city about which site you would like to see the library in. And ultimately, this was the site that won. The city bought the land. And then things started to slow down. And I'm so unfortunate because it turns out that the very place that you're standing in today, there was not 1, but 2 gas stations and a lumber yard, which had arsenic on the site. And the 2 gas stations actually still had their tanks underground. One of them actually had fuel in it still. So there was a lot of remediation that needed to happen, and so we stepped back again and there were more delays. But eventually all of that worked out. The city, as you heard, got the site cleaned up, which was a wonderful thing for the community. And then the next thing happened, which was the market fell out. The housing bubble burst in the country, and Broward County was hit very hard, and so too was the budget. of the County Commission and all 31 of Broward cities. And so it wasn't long before my colleagues started to eye the almost $7 million that was sitting in that budget and thinking, we could balance our budget with those dollars. And I kept going back to the county administrator, worried that somehow the dollars might disappear. And while she assured me that never under her leadership would that happen, I had to remind her that there were 9 elected county commissioners who decided where the money went in the budget, and it might not be there. So I put my thinking cap on yet again and decided that probably the best thing would be wrest it away from the county commission and just give it to the city. Give it to the city with a lot of strings attached to it, so they couldn't use it for anything else but this facility. And so that happened. And then the next thing was a whole lot of my colleagues that sit here in the audience today, the leaders that were sitting here on the city commission many, many years ago, decided that maybe it would be great if we could have something more than just a library. Libraries are quiet little places, right? What if we could blow that up and turn it into a community center? And what if the new library director, at the time her name was Sky, because her ideas were as high as the sky, what if we could do a library that had places where kids could make noise and people could gather, and there could be all kinds of other opportunities at a library other than just checking out a book or a movie and sitting quietly in the corner. And so all of these years and all of these people came together to create where we are today. And I have to tell you, when I was leaving the county commission in 2014, it was around just before I was about to leave, the mayor, Lamar Fisher, said to me, Kristen, if you and I have to get out the hammers and go to work, that building is going to get finished. And darn if it isn't here today. I am so happy. So kudos to the city, kudos to the county commission, and especially to this community who have looked long and hard at this little piece of land and thought that it could be so much more than a gas station, so much more than an old lumber yard, and so much more than just a quiet library. It is this, the heartbeat, the center of the city. It is actually the very center of our city geographically, and I'm thrilled to be here today, thrilled to be cutting the ribbon, and thrilled for what lies ahead for this city with this great facility. Thank you all for being here today.